Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Wild Walkers on Endless. So I was thinking about our military options here. I do want to claim some land, and obviously extending our country like in a long, thin shape makes us very vulnerable to attack. Plus, we know that there's limited land down here anyway because we can see that Pink has regions here and here. So I was talking about throwing down with Green. On account of the fact that the Alayi units are... The Alayi Seeker is a pretty bad unit on the whole. Which I think is... I want to clarify, I don't think that that's bad design or anything. I don't think the designers just couldn't be bothered to give them a good unit. I think they're bad for a reason, and it's an important balance concern. But, I think they're a pretty bad unit. But they do move very quickly, which is a problem for us. You know, our archers are very squishy. So we're just going to have to hope that a wall of titanium-equipped dredges is going to be sufficient. But I think that we're going to go ahead and wrap up this faction quest first. So we'll keep Alundra safe for a little while. Then we'll worry about taking Jalastil and maybe pushing further. Once we have access to the open ocean, we can think about doing boats. Just gonna let those guys move to wherever they're moving to, and then come over there and kill them. Oh, I should have equipped my... I don't know. Maybe I don't want to spend the resources to equip the dredges, considering I'm not going to be taking an army with 4 of them into a war with Green. It'll probably be like 2. I think 2 would be good. So I actually do like this formation. Let's maybe do it like this, though. Make it really awkward for the cavalry to get to us. These guys have how much move? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. So if we fight them like this, they actually can't get to us. The archers need to start here. And then it's difficult to predict where all of the enemies will be. So I'm not going to try, basically. It's difficult to predict where they'll be after they all get to move. But I know that it will be in a place where they're not quite adjacent to our archers. So I'm just going to sort of let this first turn unfold. Alright, so this guy will die. Really, it's faster for you to walk north rather than just to come 2 spaces south. Actually, I think you were in movement range of this guy. Alright, well, our melee units have formed a pretty significant wall. Alright, this one's over, and only some dredges took damage. And I don't want to say that dredges are like second-class citizens in my empire, but they 100% are second-class citizens of my empire. It is what it is, you know. Listen, in real life, I'm in favor of equality, but right here we're role-playing an elf, and I have never seen a fantasy setting where elves were in favor of being equal to anything. I have a long and story... Listen, I'm a nerd, okay? I'll come out and say it. And not like a ha-ha, I play video games, oh, what, lol, what a nerd. Like, I'm a hardcore nerd. I am for real. And, so I've played an awful lot of fantasy games, and I've had a lot of bad experiences with a lot of elves, and it sticks with me. You know, it still colors my interactions in games to this very day. Blue's closing their borders. Okay, we have to remember that purple and green both closed their borders to us already. And so a war could break out at any moment while we're trying to get this faction quest thing done. And we do have a purple army right on this border, and a purple army... well, they're not moving toward us. They're just sort of milling about. But this could be a war about to happen. It would be very inconvenient. Alright, I think that we don't want to build the museum right now because I want to have enough resources left over to build more units. So... we could expand this city. We could start building out the city now. It's only on 2 pop, actually. I look at these and I'm like, yeah, the city's growing pretty quickly, but that's right. We have 3 villages worth of population here. Well, let's upgrade the dredge design and see what we're talking about cost-wise. So I probably want to give them... I'd love to give them stun 3, but I don't think we can afford the titanium right now. if I was gonna spend 6 titanium on them, I'd give them a big hammer instead of a hammer and a shield, probably. And then hit them with this stuff, obviously, because it does make a difference. Small numerical changes in the early eras matter a surprising amount. So what are we looking at as far as retrofitting costs? Like if I wanted to make 2 of these guys real. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and pay that. We have 1 Drukhari Ranger who's ready to join up. And we have another about to be completed, and that'll be a real army of 2 retrofitted dredges and 4 retrofitted rangers. And does the hero have gear yet? The hero does not have gear yet. Let's see what it would cost. So, break wall and a bow. Break wall by itself is 6 titanium. What's our rate of titanium? 1 per turn, so it'll take 2 turns. Plus all of this gear. And I'm not going to bother with any of that stuff. Okay, well, we can do this right now. And we can hit up the break wall in 2 turns, and then we're ready to march. We're not going anywhere until post and lintel is completed. So 3 more turns anyway. So that didn't answer my question of what am I going to build in Growditch. Actually, it did. It answered the question of whether I can afford to use 5 titanium on this thing. So we could pick up a sewer system. Actually, I think that's probably a good idea. What's our empire-wide happiness at? Just happy right now? Also, we should use this. Yeah, if we built sewer systems, we could try to make a push toward fervent. I know I said that approval's not that big a deal in the early game, and it is, you know, you're getting a percentage improvement. A not that impressive percentage improvement over some very small numbers, but it's better than not having the improvement. It's just not necessarily worth making large trades for. Alright, I think that we are going to get 1 more neutral army spawning in Alandarin, if I remember this quest correctly. Alright, so we're going to have this guy jump into the garrison and be replaced by this guy. Okay, yeah. We were in no position to send guys to Rothkalor, unfortunately. It's just, that quest is just not really an option for us. Okay, so now we have that. We're pretty good builders. We actually may want to pull off of industry for a little while here. Well, we're not pressed on glass steel. We should be making more military units, actually. Never mind. I was going to say we should focus on growth for a little while so we can make sure that we can afford to expand our cities. You go ahead and build a sewer system. I think this city should do that, since we can't afford to build another ranger anyway. Also, religious fervor. Lots of empire plans for everyone. We're about to have diplomats, man. Actually, this is a really good time to suddenly have a lot of extra income of influence. Yes, I don't really want to go anywhere. Alandarin's divided in half in a really awkward way by this cliff and mountain bit. And so I kind of want to stay near the city for the moment. Because I know that another neutral army is going to spawn, and I don't want it to be hard to get to them. There they are. Hey guys, how you doing? Alright. So the enemy units that are spawning for this quest are cavalry. Because the game wants you to understand how dangerous cavalry are against archers. So we'll put our hero forward because our hero is tougher than the other archers, and now the guys can't get to us. And we all just have to focus up on 1 target, and everything's fine. Yeah, with 4 rangers, we'll kill one of these guys before they get to move. Oh, wow. 56 damage makes it only take 3. So yeah, we'll kill one of these guys before they get to move, and then next turn there'll be basically nothing left. Wow, those dredges. Dredges have a really high damage value for units of their era. Or for units of their, you know, compared to other units that are like them. And it usually goes a little bit to waste because they have circular attack, which makes their attacks only do half damage, but, you know, they do that damage to everything around them. to every enemy unit around them. But that means that their counterattacks are actually, like, devastating. They make really good walls. Yeah, what's his damage at? 69 compared to the Drukhari Ranger's 39. This is what I'm talking about. So, you know, we've been assimilating dredges a lot recently. Alright, I think it's time to move on Jala-Stil now. We've been assimilating dredges a lot in the recent games for a lot of reasons. Not to use them as military units, but really, they're really good at that. Do I want to start? Let's go over here. Alright, here's hoping. I don't see any armies in Jala-Stil, which means we might be able to just push it, take it real fast, and then sue for peace, right? Okay, so at this point, we're trying to save up dust to buy governors. We probably don't need to save up a lot of resources for military units, maybe? I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it, but we have to start building actual buildings again, and those start to cost resources when you hit Era 2. Okay, so let's see if we can make friends with Purple, because I would love it if we didn't have to worry about getting stabbed in the back. Alright, that's awesome. The AI values diplomacy. Yeah, look, Pink was planning on settling this region anyway. Alright, so we should probably figure out who Pink is. Really hope that they're not another faction of Forgotten. I don't see any of their buildings, right? Yeah, I can't guess from the architecture. Alright, well, whatever, we'll figure it out when we figure it out. Alright, Post and Lintel should complete now, and then we make war on Green because we've run out of expansion space. Hey, I feel like a Civilization 5 AI. Also, there's still Gorin running around my home region. I'll figure it out eventually. Alright, so we've gotten Survival Instinct. We get extra movement whenever we start a turn with enemies in vision range. Now, I wonder if that... I actually don't know what this means. Does it mean vision range, like, within the army's natural vision range? Or does it mean within vision and within a certain distance? Because sometimes an enemy army can be really close to you, but you can't necessarily see it due to a cliff face or something. But if we had vision from a watchtower or something... I don't know. I don't know how it works. Anyway, the truth must be accepted. The truth must be accepted, even when it is unpleasant. Achak seems to be silent for the moment, but it is likely that things will flare up when you announce your latest idea, permitting beings of assimilated factions to rise up to high-level posts in your government. If allies can be trusted, why should they not be exploited to the fullest? It is a time of consolidation and reflection, for the knowledge you have gained requires time and analysis before it can be acted upon. But your convictions remain clear on 2 points. First, that Auriga is a dangerous place that requires buildings of exceptional strength if your people are to survive whatever forces destroyed those who came before you. Second, that the Wild Walkers must be open and inclusive to any and all peoples, ideas, and improvements that can help secure their future. Certainly, those who built the ruins had knowledge of engineering far beyond what is known today. Your eyes burn as you read the ancient text. Your ears ring with the debates and arguments of scholars. It has been days since you swung a sword or fired a bow in earnest. But you are Onontio, and your people come first. I feel like I'm swinging swords and firing bows pretty regularly here. Alright, so raise a new city center and a new district to level 2. I don't know what it means by new. I don't know if it has to be founded after this quest or if it just has to not be our initial one. In any case, we don't have the population anywhere to to do that. We'll work on it. I wonder if taking Jala-Stil will cause Jala-Stil to count as new? I should hope so. Alright. Let's rumble. Okay, 3 units with 100 fortification. I don't think we want a siege. Did I forget to equip Breakwall? I totally did. That's embarrassing. Let's load up the autosave. You know, it's important to be mindful. It's important to be thoughtful, to really consider your moves. And I know that but I still don't act on it. Also, I apologize if I sound a bit stuffy. I'm a bit stuffy. You know, I'm taking medicine for it and stuff, but there's only so much I can do. Alright, so let us remember to equip Tlatomosilpaqua with his sweet shield. Let us remember... Oh no, we made friends with purple last turn. Apparently. And red closes their borders to us. Yep. Acceptable. We will get 160 dust if we do this thing, and actually 160 dust would be a significant windfall right now. We may have to make an island nation to do it. That's okay. So, you often want a siege, right? It sucks to fight units that have fortification HP, especially given that 100 fortification HP is a significant amount relative to our current damage output. But my concern is that if I siege, we give Green's armies a turn to come up here and fight us, and Green's armies are very fast-moving, probably, assuming that he hasn't mixed in slow minor factions. So he has an ended 4 to militia. This thing's stats are not that great. We have to be careful about the fact that it can fly, though. It makes it difficult to pin it down. Alright, this is a terrible... Why would I want my melee troops to be up here? Alright, so the Ended are going to be able to get to us, though, because they can just go around the cliff face. So, this has to be the focus of all the ranged units. The melee units can be held up by the Delvers. All of the ranged units have to fight this guy. And then your focus can be here, and your focus can be here. Just keep them engaged. Alright, they took up a high ground position. They can fight over the cliff face because they are flying units. Yeah, that took all of us just to strip the fortifications. We might end up not being able to finish this battle in time due to all of this fortification nonsense. Yeah, this is going to hit all of the archers. Okay, it didn't actually do any damage, and he took quite a bit of damage from putting the hero. Alright, 57 is what we needed there. Oof. Our Delvers are kind of getting their asses kicked a little bit. Alright, well, if we don't finish this off, we will surely win a battle that we undertake next turn. But like I said, I really don't want there to be a next turn to this siege because I'm concerned that we're going to get cavalried. Which is a real military term, meaning to be attacked from behind by cavalry. I'm sure historians use it all the time. God, look at the range on these units. It's ridiculous. Okay, sneak attack complete. And we only lost actually one unit. I would take peace. If Green wants to go to truce, I would take it. In fact, let's see if we can negotiate this. Oh, they love emeralds. And dyes. I bet they love dyes. Let's give them some dyes. Oops, I was trying to click on the quantity of dyes. Right, I don't think we want to keep pushing, do we? Let's have a quick look at the score screen. The AI uses this to judge whether you're impressive. You should do the same. Their military is not the greatest. Something happened here. They lost a bunch of units. And this is... It's turn 47 now. This is like turn 43 or 44. I wonder if they are fighting somebody else. No, we're the only ones they're at war with. I mean, maybe Pink. They do border Pink. Well, I think it's a good idea for us to take a truce. We can continue to expand out over the ocean. We don't need to keep fighting them, and I'm concerned that, you know, them being ahead of us. I mean, we could see that they had vision of Palladian, and we're mining it in the city. I'm concerned that them being ahead of us will lead a longer war to turn out poorly. So let's just try to find out how much dye we have to give them for a truce. Right now, they're concerned. That won't continue to be the case. And we've got ocean access. Ooh, Angela still has both of the next era resources. Nice. Alright. It would have been greedy to keep pushing. It might have been feasible. I might have been able to win that right there. I don't know. I'm pretty torn about it. We're halfway to the next era. We might try another push when we hit that. Alright, we're working on Alchemy Workshop. Everything seems fine. It looks like we are going to get our Mega Pull, which bodes very well for our future military endeavors. And we picked up... What did we pick up in this region? What is our new minor faction? Bos. Okay, Bos are fine. We don't naturally have cavalry, so having the ability to produce cavalry is good. Did we have Bos before, though? Nope. Oh, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking we got a Bos unit from this village, I think, for that faction, that assimilation, or not assimilation, but pacification quest. Alright, let's head home and finally deal with these guys. We'll pick up 2 dredges from Alondrin as we go past, because the quest to pacify that village was just show up with 2 minor faction villages in your... or 3 minor faction units. We have 2 already. Really? They didn't have the titanium extractor built. The city has 3 boroughs, and they didn't have their titanium extractor built? Man, maybe we should have kept pushing. I kind of wanted to play a little bit more of an internal game, especially after the last series with the Forgotten was so war-heavy. I just wanted to change things up a little bit, and we're going to be pretty war-heavy in a lot of the remaining factions. So, we're not for our common history. You're peaceful what now? Your peaceful actions might almost lead us to trust you. Almost. You know we're friends, right? Officially? Alright, I don't think that we can take much more of a diplomatic hit than we've taken already from Green. So maybe we should just kill this Skyfin. It's all up in my territory. Actually, let's have a look at their army real quick. Seeker 4. Yeah, these units are not that impressive. They do have 100 defense and 247 health. Our attack is only 74, so 100 defense would lead to us doing half damage to their 274 health most of the time. That would be pretty bad. It would be an awkward fight. I'm glad we got peace. I did not colonize Dasraj. There's still uncolonized land somewhere. People are still expanding. So after we get this, I'm going to get boats. And we're going to go find us an island or something. Now, it's possible that Green will have settled the islands already. If that has happened, we probably will attack those islands and claim them for ourselves. We definitely don't need people in the capital to be hardcore on industry anymore. The Megapole is going to take care of a lot of our problems, and I would like to get this city built up, population-wise, so that we can go ahead and level up the Megapole. We need boroughs to do that. Actually, we have 2 districts already, but we don't have any boroughs built because obviously we built our temple. So we probably can make this upgrade happen really quickly. Right, and Alondrin needs to build. We're gonna need a settler. I'm going to do the same thing I did last game because it worked really well and it seems really obvious in hindsight. And go ahead and hit the settler up with the... Where's the... Yeah, okay, this is... sorry, I was looking for the Tier 3 Improved Movement Talisman, but we don't have that level of technology yet. So let's get some Improved Movement and pump one of these out. Do I want to do that in Alandrin, or do I want to do it in Holkaj? No, let's do it here. I'm okay with it here. And then after that, we'll put people back on food, and we'll focus on population. But I have a lot of things I want to get built all at the same time. Oh, really? Show me the, Huh. I didn't realize that if you build those on the border, they affect people who are standing in their own territory. That's very interesting. Alright, so let's split off one of the rangers. Oh, right, I ran us out of move. We'll take the 2 dredges to go and pacify this village rather than destroying it, just so that I don't have to go through the hassle of rebuilding it, and also because it doesn't actually cost anything extra. You are very close to the next level. Alright, we need 2 more levels. That level and then another one, and then he'll be all set. And actually, we'll have our range units shooting so far that it almost doesn't matter how we position. Alright, well, let's start banking resources for other things. And working on the expansion of our city. So our city really here doesn't have a lot of choices. If we want to make a nice, clean triangle shape and not have to worry about... Alondra is going to need a lot of population because we want to do a larger number of boroughs. Grodedge, I think we can just make a triangle and then stop thinking about its expansion. We are going to split this unit off and run it down to Grodedge's garrison because Grodedge's our front against a couple of different people, and we're not having peaceful relations with all of those people. Oh right, I can't move into that. I don't need to move into that space, do I? Actually, no, I do. It's a borough under construction. It's not yet city tile, so I have to move to here in order to get into the garrison. Alright. And this is more than enough army to take care of this wandering Gorin. So I've shipyard in 4 turns. Is our die still running? It is still running. Obviously, our Empire approval status could be a little bit better. As Jala still converts over, things will be prettier. So I need to actually manual this so that I know that injured dredge doesn't die. Things will be easiest if I have all my dredges up. Actually, things will be easiest if I have all my dredges up. I need everybody to live. Let's fall back. Let's take up a defensive position and let the city's militia come in and do a lot of the work. They're good at fighting cavalry. So we actually have to fall back to like these positions, which I guess means that the dredges should... I don't think these dredges will die in a single round of attacks. My archers are higher initiative than these guys are. I should have thought about that. Well, stay put though. You 1, 2, 3, 4 also can't attack. Whatever, it's fine. Don't go running out in the open. The hero can do it because you know, he can't actually die. Okay, apparently my militia aren't even going to be allowed to attack that guy. Delvers are very eager. Alright. Well, this should be over. Yeah, it's hard to overstate the value of ranged units. Any faction that has ranged units is just... It's not that they're better at winning battles, although they are better at winning battles. But the really huge benefit of ranged units is that you're so much better at... you're so much better at maintaining your military force. Let's not throw that on the queue just yet. We may need the titanium to build one elsewhere instead. You know, ranged units take so much less damage during a successful battle that you can keep fighting basically forever. Melee units, although they may be more powerful in some cases, are necessarily going to get hit during combat, which means you have to stop every once in a while and let the army heal up. So I do think ranged units are better for short engagements. Because, you know, range attacks are like that. But I think they're tremendously better. I think that benefit is magnified over long campaigns of battle. Alright, so Holkaj's industrial megapole will be increased in effectiveness very soon. And hey, we almost never actually fulfill this quest. And they gave us emeralds, right. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for all the emeralds. Alright, Jalastil has 5 plus 3 pop. That actually makes it instantly the second biggest city in our empire. An alchemy workshop would be perfectly fine here. Also, we should keep the die rolling, especially during this global event. It's a big deal. So, we haven't met Pink yet. I think that's the next goal for this army, is to go down and meet Pink so we can maybe make peace with him. And I think that the next goal for this city is to make sure we have a full garrison. I'm just a little concerned. I think reasonably. Oh, that would have been nice. What are we looking at as far as unaccomplished goals here? Attack and defeat at least 10 armies of other empires. We're in the lead on this. We could maybe make that happen if we go back to fighting with Green. Have 4,000 dust in the bank. I know the wording doesn't say that, but obviously you can see your progression, 365. Obviously we have made more than 365. It is sort of the same wording as here. Here it says be the first to gather at least 30 units of one luxury resource, and it does work the same way. There's have 3 guardians at the end of the turn. We will not be getting that, which is fine, because it's a thing that only improves to guardians. This has been claimed. So somebody's in era 4. Yeah, this turn somebody hit era 4, and that's why that immediately got claimed. Alright. Have a city with 30 population. We will probably be able to get this. The AI doesn't always grow their cities to be super huge, and our capital should be able to support quite a large population. And then have 5 heroes of level 8. That could happen. That's a thing that's far enough in the future that we don't have to think about it just yet. Yeah, so I think we may not research Tene Walkers this game. We may just allow the dredges to handle that role in our army. Oh, and we should head this settler to the coast, because he's going to the ocean. If I had a second assimilation slot, it might be worth picking up boats just for their ability to skim pearls off of the ocean with their incredible movement plus a movement trinket. I don't think that is worth picking up the secondary assimilation slot for, though, by itself. Yeah, so Green has come to steal our pearls. They have failed to get that stat. They'll get these ones. There's nothing we can do about that. But they were trying to get the set that was more heavily contested, which is the correct thing to do if you want to get them. Alright. Do we actually have spice extractors up? Yeah, okay, we're getting 4 per turn. Thanks to our very excellent... Man, Pink has made an oddly shaped continent. Oh, hey, we can see their architecture. Is this Broken Lords? I think this is Broken Lords, right? The coloration of the Broken Lords buildings and the Ardent Mages buildings is pretty similar, but the architecture is different. Unfortunately, I do not have a good memory for what the buildings actually look like. The colors really are what does it for me, so... Alright, we only need 2 more techs to move forward, and we actually have the extractors going already, so we'll have a stock right away. We can hit this first, and then hit this. Or maybe not hit this at all, depending on how we reveal things. And we might be able to launch another pretty effective surprise attack on green. Depending on how things work out. Okay, we probably have enough for a governor now. Nope. Over 500. Okay. Our income is starting to get pretty good now that we have, now that we actually have right-of-way in all of our cities. Trade routes are important. And we do have peace with another empire. Actually, let's build watchtowers. I want to know what green is up to. But this city can probably fall back to a little bit of population production, and let's get to a place where we can build out the boroughs, right? So purple's got some dudes in our territory. Marines and justiciers. Alright, let's see if we can beat purple. So purple being a Broken Lords player probably means that he will be a little bloodthirsty. There we go. Or, did I say purple? I meant pink. But I'm not too worried about it. The Broken Lords units are not that great. A lot of what makes the Broken Lords effective as a military force is the use of Soul Siphon and purchasing their health back with Dust Care, allowing them to avoid that problem I was talking about earlier where melee units often have to stop fighting for a little while. But the AI does not take advantage of either of those things particularly well. You really have to have the human touch, apparently. I think we will go ahead and build watchtowers all along this border with green. I'm a little nervous. Also, you guys can get back to food. So I could build the museum. Nobody else is building it, and that makes it potentially... it looks like it's uncontested, basically, is the point I'm making. Alright, well, I think our army just chills for now. Actually, maybe we should send our army out to sea. Because we're going to have to deal with minor factions wherever we land, and we do actually have some units. I could warp the hero back if we run into trouble. Let's start getting... So if we have somebody Science Boost 2, if we have somebody with a big Science Boost, our capital would be a good place for that. We could also pick up Edred the Listener, although 2 army skills instead of any governor skills is a little bit of a bummer. Dust Boost 1. Army Attack Boost 3 is cool. It's just not... Man, there's a lot of good military heroes here. Not so much with the... Slavery is not great in a region that only has 1 minor faction village. Dust Efficiency, Expansion Support. I think we're going to go for the Science Boost 2. Sadly, this is the only hero that we can't afford right now. We have to wait because we're 4 dust short. So, it's turn 56. This is not the ideal turn to start picking up governors. I think I definitely mismanaged my economy to some degree. There was probably a more efficient way of doing the things that I was doing. Let's cross this region line. The sea regions are a little bit arbitrary. Sometimes you just get a region of water next to another region that only has more water in it. And finish building up the triangle. And the city could end up expanding further north into the forest just to pick up more tiles because it will have the population for that. But that's not my primary concern right at this moment. So let's hire you. We don't have any heroes who actually really help with growth available. But we can do this and pump up our science. The faction skills of the Ardent Mages are very well suited to catching up on science. Obviously, this is a significant amount of extra research, and then you can get to Firestarter very quickly. The only bummer is that if you do this and then run as quickly as possible to Firestarter, you end up with no way to get Inspirational Leader. So it honestly might be worth it to go up here, to go up the slow way, just that I don't have to go up the slow way later. It's fewer total points to go up the slow way first. Anyway, that's stuff to consider in like the fairly distant future. Alright, we are about to hit the next era. One more tech. So we do still need industry. Obviously, we do still need approval. I really like the central market. It's a very effective building. We're going to want to come back and pick this up for sure. But we don't need to do it right now because we don't have the dust to use on it. Alright, vision. Information is my favorite thing. It's so important to know where the enemies are, what they're doing. Alright, so this is the mainland, I'm assuming. It would have to be a very small island very close to the mainland in order to be an island. There's still that green army running around in my territory for no reason. They seem to be confused. They're disembarking and re-embarking in that space repeatedly. I'm going to not worry too much about these pearls. We don't need pearls right now. And we do need to find the islands quickly. Green will settle. Green may have started settling the market. Okay, somebody did build that. I don't think that it's as vital. Oh, wow, we have a lot of palladium. And Titan Bones and Grass Silk, both of which are lovely. So let's start with this. Then maybe Reaping Station, actually. Not that we really need more production, I guess. But we're going to be able to pump out military units at an incredible pace if we can just get some strategic intensifiers going. Okay. So we have... Alright, we have a source adjacent to Holkaj. That's great. A source adjacent to Alondarin. A source right under Jalastil. I knew that. Yeah, so we're going to be able to get 2 strategic intensifiers on Palladian right away. That's beautiful. I didn't want to play a particularly warlike game, but we have the option. And, you know, at the very least, you have to keep your army up to date, otherwise the AI will pick on you. If it senses weakness, it will strike. Oh, I wish I'd equipped you with the increased vision trinket as well. Alright, so we have a lot of options here. I think it makes sense to take this for now. We're going to get our Empire approval rating up. Yeah, let's go for this. The Classic. Because it's tremendously more expensive, yeah, to get to the next tier in any of these. This will let us buy stuff out pretty effectively once we're in a position where we actually want to do that. So why are we at plus 11? What happened to my dust income? I guess I'm paying a little bit more for hero upkeep, but not that much more. Oh, this is what happened to my dust. Yep. Read your notifications, kids. Well, green has a lot of units in my territory all the time for some reason. This is 3, this is 2. We could attack them. Keep green's military strength down. Obviously, green won't, doesn't care for us already, so I don't know that it's a big deal that this would have negative diplomatic effects, although we would probably like to have peace with them. Nah, we want to take all their territory. So do I want to attack these guys? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, not while we're at truce. We can do it while we're at Cold War. Attack their units in our territory, but not while we're at truce. Okay, well, that's fine. Whatever. I don't feel bad at all about the retrofitting. It was something that was going to have to happen. We're actually using minor faction units in our army, which I think is something I've not done very much in the Let's Plays on this channel. Oh, here we go. Landfall. And it has an uncolored border. Hooray. Alright, I don't know that we need to have our units in the water. Let's get ready, though. Also, this serves to show us a little bit more of Green's territory. Okay, that's a nice region. Got a couple of good luxuries. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to him. Alright, capital is fervent. And the High Inquisitor is coming along nicely. So I don't know what we even want to build in the capital, I guess. Sorry about that. I had a sneeze suddenly sneak up on me. I guess it makes sense to pump out some more military units. We don't really have an impressive military yet, and I'd like to. We don't necessarily have to use it, but we do have to keep the wolves from our door, so to speak. Okay. We found some wine. And what looks like possibly a fairly large landmass here, actually. I'm going to leave this army right here. We may be able to get a faction quest that allows us to pacify the region very quickly, and if that's the case, we may not have to bring the army over. Alright, we don't need to build the lumber mills and stuff so much in the capital. In the other cities, they might be more useful. So let's pick up... Obviously, apprenticeship registry is the best. It's just on all exploitation, whereas this is just terrain with forest. Let's keep moving on. We do need to get our science up because our cities are actually building things more efficiently than we're researching things to build. Also, I didn't look. These are Dogeshi. Okay, so Dogeshi are not super great for us to have to fight. We're definitely going to need the army. I don't want to have to spend any extra time dealing with these. So it looks like we've basically seen the extent of the place. It has 2 wine, it has adamantium. The position of the adamantium may bend our decision of where to settle a little bit. Okay, I thought there were no anomalies, but they just weren't drawing in for some reason. So we actually have an anomaly near the adamantium that gives science. And obviously we like to settle on forests. Oh, there's a life tree. Life trees are great. I don't think we want to settle on the adamantium deposit. I think we'd like to put a strategic intensifier there, but we could settle right here and then try to buy out that intensifier quickly so that we get the effect of the life tree, because the life tree is really pretty wonderful. I think that settles it, that we want to go here. And then we like triangle this way. Oh, there's another life tree actually. Wow. This is an okay island. Oh, and there's a little bit more land down here too. I think it's going to be pretty hard to sell any position that doesn't allow us to build a strategic intensifier, though. The adamantium is the resource that we have very little of, and we do need it to build things, so... Okay, Alondarin is having some births. Actually, what is the approval? Okay, it doesn't need a central market right now. So let's go ahead and start working toward the second row of our snake, allowing us to get some level 2 districts. But we do have to focus on population and building in the new city in order to build the future. Yeah, okay, I feel pretty good about this. And we'll have our... Oh, there's another city that doesn't have anything building. Well, we do still need alchemy workshops. I think that it's worth pulling people over for that. Let's make sure that those get done. Very powerful. Alright. There's so many good things in Era 3. I feel like Era 2 is a little bit thin. You often are like struggling a little bit to find things that are super relevant in Era 2. Like, we didn't really need Central Market. Era 3 is just packed. Era 1 is also like that. It's pretty heavy. So Bread and Circuses is cool, but we need to build things. So let's focus on... We need dust more than anything right now. We also need more glass steel income. We could build a strategic intensifier in Grodedge after building one more burrow. We actually need to start focusing on pearls. We're in a position where we want to build a lot of intensifiers. Now that we've sort of taken care of a lot of our other concerns. Oh no, wait, this one. This is the tile. Wait, no it's not. That's the tile. I was right the first time. These minor faction guys are going to be very annoying. And they're not going to move now. Yeah, they're just going to sit there. Alright, well, we can settle right here. It's fine. These regions, these tiles do normally have 3 resources on them. We can settle right here, take advantage of the +6 science. End up having to build a burrow, which is unfortunate, before we can build our intensifier. Even more anomalies. This is a very anomaly-dense island. Let's parlay, actually. We're right next to a minor faction village. Let's see what they want. They want dust, and then they want probably for us to give them some resources. That's kind of a lot of dust. Yeah, we'll do it. Fine. 15 adamantium. That is an annoying cost. I'd be more annoyed if it was Palladian, actually, because we're about to get Palladian. Actually, we should go ahead and research this, and then that. We're about to get Palladian extraction going, and I prefer to have a lot of that so that we can retrofit troops quickly. I guess settling next to this does mean that we get 10 approval to start with. Yeah, let's just put down the city so we don't have to worry about our maneuvering our settler around. Okay, a seeker and an ended. This is probably another green army. I can't imagine who else it would be. Oh, I should probably select construction for the next. Alright, there we go. Let's build all of that stuff. We'll just consider those buildings are the basics. Once the city gets underway, we'll be able to use it for cool stuff. Like fulfilling this faction quest. Raise a new city center and a new district to their level 2. So we'll want to... Yeah, we'll basically have to build our entire triangle for that. It's kind of awkward. It's going to take a moment, basically, is what I'm saying. It's going to be a couple of turns before we get that done. Alright. Now that we have some alchemy workshops, our science is coming along pretty strong. We have, like, we're about to have an actual economy going. So let's build a dust refinery in Holkaj first. Other cities will get them. You know, they'll come in time. Alright, you don't have fervent approval. And you could start building more districts. So it looks like they've sort of locked us in to... Actually, this is kind of an awkward shape. So the only triangle that works here is like this. Which is okay, it's fine. But let's see if Jalestil, since Jalestil is a city that we didn't have when we got Build in the Future, we'll see if Jalestil can satisfy the requirements. The city center will be level 2, and a district will be level 2 in just 3 borough builds. And we don't need too much population to make that happen. We have to get to 10, I believe it is. Also, I could totally have searched those ruins on the island with my settler. It was kind of silly that I didn't. Alright, what is this? Green is closing their borders because they don't like us very much. I'm not surprised by that. We're going to have to hope that there's another island, too. Otherwise, we have to take more territory from Green in the near future, because we are still pretty... We're lower on cities than I'd like. I guess 5 cities isn't a crazy number to have on turn 66. But I'd like to have more. Alright, so we need to keep people on food in Jalestil until it has 10 natural population. 10 population without considering the minor factions. Alright, let's see if... Unafraid. Dismissive. Everybody's so... We may as well do this for now. I don't want to have to worry about them turning on me suddenly. Red and blue are very unlikely to declare war on us, although we did see in that last game that it is possible for a non-adjacent AI to declare war and decide they want to take your cities. Which is something I had literally never seen before. I haven't played as much of this game as some people have, but I feel like I've played a lot of it. I was very surprised by that. Alright. But we may need to... I don't think we need to pursue peace with Pink. Our border with Pink is pretty small. If Pink wants to fight us, I think we can handle it. Oh, you're not worthy of peace. It has come time to tax my influence, I see. So the question is, do I want to build up toward this? I think I actually... what is the story with this city? What is the story with the science output of Holkaj? Okay, so 8 more science only represents like a 5% boost. A little less than 5. I guess that's not necessarily a great thing to do. Let's start moving up. I'm going to take the slower path. It does allow us to pick up some expansion disapproval reduction, which is cool. It'll allow us to get fire starter and cold operator. I'll actually probably go toward... Oh, no, oops. This button. I'll go toward cold operator first, probably, depending on the timing of things. So do we have... We don't have access to the intensifiers yet. We need one more winter to happen still. I guess we're fine with this winter effect. We're certainly not going to pray at 25 pearls per prayer for things to change. Let's start by building that, and we'll see how things work out. Building the extractor on the other resource deposit won't prevent me from building my intensifier later or anything. I just like to not do it because building twice over the same resource is a little bit inefficient. It's better if you can just do it the second time. But it's really not the end of the world, you know. Let's get that stuff going. Greenwich is actually growing pretty quickly even without having people assigned to food. Let's do this so that we can potentially get... I honestly think glass steel might be the first intensifier I would build. Alright, make a new burrow here. And then in 3 turns we can pull people over to industry and make sure that these 2 burrows get built quickly, and that might satisfy our faction quest. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that the Wildwalkers faction quest can be completed entirely internally. I think. It's been a little while since I've done it. They were the first faction that I got a quest victory with. Oh! Wow! That's a hell of a thing to find in a ruin. We don't have a melee hero right now, but we maybe should get one. Oh, 2 adamantium deposits. Lovely. Yep, and I'm fine with this. It's okay. Alright, there's another ruin to search here, and we have to burn off that miner faction. And it's a second titanium deposit. This is such a cool island. And then I'll probably have my army scout around a bit for more islands. Do you want peace back? Yeah, you like peace more than you liked it before. You just felt like I needed to reconfirm my my commitment to you. You know, AIs are like everybody else. Sometimes they get insecure. I get that feeling. I've been insecure. I see what you're going through. They just want to know that somebody understands. I see a declaration. Pink is closing their borders. Okay, 80 dust, cool. We're gonna have a second hero very shortly. Stop going in the water. What an annoying thing to do. Alright, so can we buy... Yeah, it's the start of winter that triggers the ability to purchase this, not the end. Okay, cool. So now strategic intensifiers everywhere. Grudge needs to hurry up and get this done. let's prioritize that. Okay, and you... Yeah, we're about to pick up a 4-spot. Yeah, 10 pearls. And actually, we have units in Holkaj that can jump out and grab this real quick. Let's turn off the resource overlay. I know people don't like that to be on too much. Oh, I don't need to do this. I have units in this city. Let's grab this with them. The AI is going to give us sass about being greedy about pearls, because it's obviously a great sign of greed to pick up the pearls that are in our own region. And we're just going to ignore that. When they get a little salty, we ignore them. I know I was just saying a thing about about treating them decently, but only when it's convenient to me. Alright, so our wine production just from this island should be pretty good on account of the augmented extractors. Hey, you guys, let's rumble. I probably don't have to manual that. Yeah, somehow we managed to take almost no damage. I'll tell you what, Tier 2 iron armor is really all that it takes. Alright, can we afford another hero now, or do I have to wait? We can afford some of them. Let's see if any of these are actually worth having. Johnport the Shadow does have Dust Boost 3. Who else is available? Is it worth waiting for somebody else? Expansion Support 1, Science Boost 1. That's okay. It's not bad. This is that same cultist hero. Zarcha Atenul is... Oh no, this is not the one I like. There's an Ardent Mage hero who has Science Boost 3 that I use a lot. Temok Rayan is great, but not as a... Yeah, I think we're going to take Johnport, even though his Dust Boost thing is not totally ideal. He does have Mining Authority, which is really good. So we'll scoot past this quickly. I don't think we have any rivers at all. So his bottom level skill won't be terribly useful. But where's a place that we really want to get extra mining out of the deposits? Probably, actually, Jalestil. Because Jalestil has access to all 4 of the strategic resources that we have access to right now. So yeah, let's put Johnport to work in Fallistil. Also, how crazy is that it has all 4 of the resources? Don't see that every day. Right. You just hit your 10 populations, so let's get to work on this. You guys have orders. Don't ask me for orders. You guys probably are just going back to sleep. Actually, go get this, because the other army is not detoured with that. Alright, so 33 pearls in relatively quick order here. Means a lot of intensifiers. At this point, we have some stuff to build. Let's pick up Bread and Circuses. It'll help our approval levels so that we don't necessarily have to buy the Empire plan that gives us approval, which is, you know, it's an influence saving, so I'd like to have. And I think our empire is really coming along. Our city populations are getting to a really good place. Alondarin, actually, as soon as you finish that, start working on this. Let's speed that up a little bit. Oh, we ran out of dye. We don't actually have dye extractors, in case anybody doesn't remember, because it's been a little while. Yeah, we don't actually have dye extractors. We just had a stockpile of dye from the legendary deed. So there's a border here that makes me curious. We'll have a look around. I could have equipped our units with movement trinkets since we were in friendly territory there, but I don't think I want to just yet. I don't think it's important enough to delay more heroes. We really should have governors in our cities. The number one thing that will help your game, I think the simplest way to improve your game a tremendous amount... Oh, that's the wrong army I have targeted there. Oops. The number one thing that will improve your game is paying attention to which units you have selected. The number two thing that will improve your game is making sure that all your cities have governors. It doesn't take a tremendous amount of extra effort on your part. It's really pretty overhead light. And it makes a big, big difference. Okay, so we now have 5 Palladian coming in per turn. We're about to have a lot more. This strategic intensifier is going to get finished, so that'll be 7. Yeah, we don't have Palladium in this sentence. So, okay, not a lot more, but we're about to have 7. It's going to be 7 per turn, which is really quite good. For this era, I believe a weapon only costs 7 to equip, right? Oh, 11 for a 2-hander, 6 for a 1-hander. Yeah, so we might really be able to pump out the military units if we have to. I don't want to upgrade the designs just yet. That's a thing that can maybe wait for next episode, which we should be moving on to. So let's finish giving orders here. Actually, I want to do this first. Let's play till those borough streets get built and see if it accomplishes the faction quest, and that's where we'll break for the day. You need to build... What is next for you? 2 turns of winter would leave you down a pop, so let's fix that. What's next for you is probably food, right? because we may need to get this city's population up significantly to accomplish building the future. In case Gellastil is not, doesn't count because it was a city that wasn't built after the quest began. It's a city we gained after the quest began, but we didn't build it. Alright, so let's go ahead and scoop up some pearls. There could be an island up north. This region might be an island. Or might have an island near it. Obviously, the island region itself will only have borders 1 hex away from its land, its coast. Okay, plus range. Our archer army is now absolutely terrifying. It's basically impossible to get in on them with anything other than cavalry. Yep, make that happen. We desperately need glass steel. We're trying to get 100 dust refineries built, it feels like. Alright, what are you guys doing? You're gonna get this, and then I guess just go home at this point. We picked up a lot of pearls this winter, though. Enough to build most of the things that we were trying to build already. Alright, so just a couple more turns left on Gellastil's region. Gellastil's, boy, I can't do words today at all. Gellastil's Borough Streets. Yeah, it's looking like this region does not have an island nearby. Volkaj is really tearing through the stuff. Honestly, we may want to hurry up and get stockpile tech just so that Gellastil has something to build that can actually contribute to the Empire. Also, we probably don't need population to be focused quite as much anymore. Let's do this. I would actually really love to build an Alchemic Institute. That would be huge. Why don't we see if we can get that? How many turns would it take to research this? It would take 2 turns. I assume that the AIs that we're familiar with would not want to trade us those resources. You. Adamantian? 12? Yeah, we may as well. May as well be asking him for the moon. It's not going to be different with any of the others. We're at a point in the game where those resources are still too valuable. Yeah, we may end up building out a little bit more, take advantage of the city's population. So yeah, we'll get Imperial Coinage. We'll try to buy 12 Adamantian and see if we can't get the Alchemic Institute, because that would be a big deal for us in the capital, where we're going to have Firestarter eventually in the not too distant future. So if... You know what we should do? Is we should go ahead. I said I was going to wait, but we should go ahead and upgrade this and just start building new ones. Start building more upgraded military units. So let's go with the Tier 3 shield. Is it a big deal to equip one of these? 14 life, or 14 defense, 15% life, over 10. It does not have a higher level of block or sharp sense. I think we're okay to stick with just the one strategic usage here. And then obviously upgrade all the armor. And the capital can just pump out a bunch of modern military units. We don't need the improved vision, but the improved movement could be useful. Okay. Yeah, make a couple of these. There is value in producing rather than retrofitting, and then, you know, obviously retrofitting eventually, but later. It increases your army strength by quite a bit more. So there could be an army down to the left, southwest of Renar, and there could be another island north of Renar. I guess we'll search them one at a time. I maybe should take these guys back to shore and... Well, no, I don't want to retrofit because we're still gunning for governors and stuff. We still don't have actual governance in most of our cities. Alright. We have a fairly resource-rich country. It's not as large as I would like, maybe, but we have so many resource deposits, and there's so many pearls and anomalies. Probably so many pearls because so many anomalies. It really is. This is some of the best land we've had on Endless, I think. Our starting region in that the Forgotten series was pretty great, but a lot of our other land was quite poor. Okay, that did count. Awesome. 160 dust means that we will definitely be able to buy a governor this turn. John Port's leveling up. Let's get him through these garbage skills and into plus resources as quickly as possible. Unit regeneration is all borked. We are... Sorry, 4 or 3? We are 3 out. So, what do we need? Well, we want to get Dust Alchemy and Plow Factory. We want to get Statistical Methods and Fluid Biomechanics. Statistical Methods, the Advanced Alchemy Lab, if you've been building out your cities, the Advanced Alchemy Lab is fantastic. Let's focus on that next. We picked up... This is our faction quest. What is this? Oh, the Delvers. The Delver thing finally came through. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We could throw a couple Delvers on the thing here. We don't have any Delvers left in our territory. But you guys do that. That'll be fine. So let's take a look at this. It has been a time of great learnings. First, you learned that Achak Adahi would rather die than admit his failures. He and a band of shaman attacked the palace, hoping to start a revolt. Your hand has not been on the sword hilt much of late, but you still have the reflexes needed to run him through at the door of the throne room. Those who followed him turned to lichens and disappeared into the night. Many fell defending you, and some of those were from the peoples you assimilated. You also learned that you command great loyalty. You learned, finally, that rumors of a thing called Zaltana were in fact stories centered around a person, Ahote Zaltana. Tales indicate he was once a wild walker, and that he has studied the secrets and structures of the ancients for many decades. He has named them the Endless, for he believes that their works will endure until the end of time. 2 things are certain. Zaltana would be of enormous value to you, and you have no idea where he is. Alright, so we have to search some ruins in Purple's territory. I don't think that should be a problem. We can probably negotiate open passage. If we can't, I certainly don't want to declare war, but we might want to look into alliances. I think that's next tier? Yeah, we might be able to resolve this by just making an alliance, because when you make an alliance, your borders are opened automatically at that time. Alright, well, we're tearing it up, I think. I think things are going really well. Let's go ahead and finish up this turn. We do want to get these dust refineries going in as many places as we can. Now that we have a strategic resource, or a strategic intensifier coming on the glass steel, we should be able to make a move. Actually, let's... Adamantine is as cheap as it's ever going to be. Let's go for this. I'm delaying our governor a little bit, but the Alchemic Institute is very powerful. You get 50 science on a single tile. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the Megapole, but it's pretty good. And I would like very much to have it. I think we would build it right here, because building it right here would mean that we could level 2 it just by making 1 more district, thanks to the positioning of the strategic intensifier. We're going to move that to the top of the queue. It is priority number 1. 5 turns. You know what? I dare say I think we'll get that. Alright, well that's going to be the end of this episode. Come back next time, tomorrow. Let's see if we can add a second legendary building to our very impressive capital, and keep pushing along that faction quest. We're really cruising. I have a good feeling about this game. I think I've always lost when I've said that in the past, but I'm still saying it. So, I guess, next time, see if we lose. And we'll see you then.